afternoon, my beautiful babes and babettes. I'm your resident active advocate, and today I would like to talk to you about the other side of malicious infantilization, which is the side of the recipient of this treatment. Oftentimes, malicious infantilization is designed to diminish a person's sense of self-esteem and self-worth. And oftentimes, this treatment can begin, at least implicitly, when the person with the disability is still a child. So it might be a case of a teacher or any authority figure who doesn't see you as an equal to the other kids in their charge, saying to you, no, you can't play there, or you can't use the jump rope, or, things like that, because on the surface, we're worried about you getting hurt, which might also be true, okay? These forms of infantilization are not mutually exclusive. More than one can exist at a time. But with malicious infantilization, it's more a case of I'm trying to protect my own butt when the person in question is a child. And that is especially true of non-familial authority figures. So, for example, when I was a child, I was not encouraged to do certain things. And I do remember one instance in elementary school. I'm not going to say what grade, but the teacher would actually, when we were playing dodgeball in gym class, the teacher, whenever I got the ball, would make the people on the opposite side of the room sit down so that I would have an easy shot. I have no idea what compelled this person to do this. I don't know if it was a sense of she's not going to be able to do this otherwise. And that is a number one assumption of malicious infantilization. I will not allow them to do X, Y, Z because I know, quotation marks, that they will not be capable of doing X, Y, Z. I don't think in this teacher's case it was exactly that. It may have been just a case of, well, we want her to fit in, so we're going to allow her to participate to the greatest extent possible. But in doing that, they actually really diminished my sense of pride, my sense of, oh yeah, by the way, I do actually belong here, without any unreasonable accommodations being made. Okay? Later on in my educational career, again, I will not say when, there was a teacher who would not accommodate me, even though they were legally bound to do so. And they did this on the basis of, this is going to be too much work for me. And, she has other people to cover those needs. Right. So that was when I was an adult, though. Okay. So the two aspects here that I would like to discuss is the difference between malicious infantilization when you are a child versus malicious infantilization when you are an adult. Okay. When you are a child, you don't have the power to tell them, or you don't necessarily have the power to tell them, or you don't even have the knowledge that you should tell them, no, I want to create my own boundaries. I want to create my own expectations and operate within that realm rather than operating within your realm. So long as it is within the safe and the legal, then it should be permitted for the child to set their own boundaries, okay? I am operating here myself, just through my own sphere, under the assumption that people are not stupid. They're going to know, at least by a certain point in their life, what's best for them and what to do and what not to do. But when it comes to when you are an adult and you can assert yourself, and you do know by that point through gradual testing, as I have discussed in the past, what your limitations are, and also what you need to bring you to the best of your ability, to bring you up to the same level as, quote, everyone else, i.e., accommodation, then again, you should be able to set your own bounds. You should be able to say, yes, I need this. And as I say, at least in the educational system and often in the workplace as well, your teacher or your employer, they are legally responsible for fulfilling those needs so long as they are within the reasonable, okay? And I think it's decently understood what is reasonable, okay? In the particular class I am talking about, where the teacher would not accommodate me, it was reasonable for me to say to them, I need this assignment in large print font, or I would like for you to email me this assignment so that I can read it off of my computer screen. He would do neither, but that is a reasonable accommodation. What is not reasonable would be for me to say to him, I want someone else to do this assignment for me because I don't want to, or I feel lazy, or, I'm not good at your subject anyway, so there's no point in me trying. That is self-infantilization, and that can come from a malicious realm as well. So when it comes to avoiding this from the outside, when you are a child, you may need to go to an authority figure about this. But if it feels wrong, it probably is, okay? People have better intuition than they give themselves credit for. So when you are a child, so long as you are old enough to cognate whether a thing feels right to you or not, go with that intuition, but be reasonable about it, right? When you are an adult, however, and you have a firmer understanding of what your needs and wants and abilities are, if at that point you are being pushed around, there is definitely the possibility that you can assert yourself. You can advocate for yourself. A lot of the time, people are not given that skill necessarily, but it is something that can be developed over time. It's the same as self-assertion. It is self-assertion. The ability to look a person in the eye and say to them, well, metaphorically speaking, and say to them, this is what I need. And again, as with the child, don't go overboard. Don't say to them, well, you need to do XYZ for me because I don't want to, or because I haven't tried. That's another aspect of it too. Freedom is not a thing that can be given. If it is given, it can be taken away. You need to earn it, and you need to create it for yourself. Understand, therefore, where your limitations are, but you need to come to that understanding through doing your own work. That's a very important aspect of this. If people see that you are not trying to take care of yourself, not trying to do things for yourself, of course they're going to think all the more that you are, quote, inferior to them. You can see me rolling my eyes as well. But the whole idea behind this is to assert yourself not only through intelligence, but through effort. When I was in university, there was an organization for students with disabilities at my college, at both of my colleges actually, because I graduated twice out of two different places. But even aside from the accommodations that I got through that organization, I was responsible for advocating for my own needs. So, just as an example of this, I was taking a midterm in class with my favorite professor in university, and he comes into class with an exam for me that he forgot to enlarge. And I look at him and I go, and point at the sheet, just tap, tap, tap. And he literally, I'm not kidding, and no censorship, but his words were, oh shit, okay, nobody write anything for the next 10 minutes. So he zips off and comes back with an enlarged copy for me. But the problem is that that didn't happen as automatically as I would have liked. It happened, but I had to nudge, 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 right? Good people can do this. Good people can screw up. Bad people don't care, but I shouldn't make a rigid division between good and bad in this case. It's more a case of I am cognizant of what you are capable of doing and I want to help you do it versus I am not cognizant of what you are capable of doing and or I don't care. And it is not my responsibility to help you because you are on your own. The problem with you are on your own, even while I say that we need to assert our independence, is that no one in this world is on their own, okay? We are an interdependent species, which means that we rely upon one another. It's the reason why most commonly people are raised in a family unit. It's the reason why we make friends at all. It's the reason why we are capable of living with other human beings, because we need other human beings, no matter how introverted you are, I might add. So, even outside of the case of people with disabilities, we all need certain things, right? And I feel that needs within reasonable bounds should be fulfilled. We all need other people, we all need love, we all need food, we all need shelter. Unfortunately, capitalism, we all need money, but it's like, how much do you need, right? And the whole hoarding of wealth in the hands of the few thing. But this series is not about capitalism. Thank you. So, basically, to sum up, while the sole responsibility does not lie with you, and while people, quote, should be able to see that they are in error when they look at you and see someone who is different and therefore unworthy, quotation marks and eye roll, that the mindset is on them, but the results, unfortunately, are on you. So in order to fight back against that, you need to be cognizant of who you are, of what you need, and of what the limits of those needs are, and of how far you should take those limits within your rights, within reasonable expectation. How far can you take those limits? And don't push the boundary for the sake of pushing the boundary, okay? Because then people will view you as, quote, high needs, right? And that's not cool. We don't like that. Which is why I advocate for being reasonable in this case. Know what you need and know why you need it and advocate for that, because people will not listen if you do not address it intelligently. All right, so that is my video for the day, and tomorrow I would like to talk to you about how to escape self-infantilization. This is more just a you thing more than an other people thing. So there might only be one video on this. And again, I know that I got really theoretical in this video, but I did try to give some concrete examples. I hope that these videos are helpful to people who are uninitiated on these topics, especially since this is a very prevalent thing in Western society, and I want to see it gone. Thank you. That'd be great. Not within my lifetime, reasonable expectations, but can we just not? Thank you. Cool. All right, so I will see you all tomorrow for my next video, and I want you all to have a lovely, wonderful day, because the sun is out. Yay! All right. Very well. Bye. Mwah.